Hello everyone! Welcome to this Bold Reports tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to render an RDLC report in your Blazor Web Assembly application using JavaScript interoperability with the Report Viewer control. RDLC stands for Report Definition Language Client Side. It enables users to create and render reports directly within web applications, eliminating the need for a report server. RDLC files include layout and data binding logic, allowing dynamic and interactive data presentations. They support viewing local reports using JSON arrays or custom business object collections. Key advantages include no server dependencies, a flexible designer, interactive features like drill-through and sorting, and easy deployment. I have already designed a report named productdetails.rdlc. I will show you how to add this report to a Blazor WebAssembly application and render it. Before proceeding, ensure .NET SDK is installed on your machine. Let me start by creating a new Blazor WebAssembly application using this command and naming it Blazor Report Viewer. Next, I will initialize the Report Viewer component in the project. In this section, I will integrate JavaScript controls by creating an interop file to initialize the report viewer with basic parameters. I create a new class file named boldReportViewerOptions.cs within the data folder. I declare the Blazor Report Viewer.data namespace and define the Bold Report Viewer Options class. This class contains the report path and report service URL properties, which configure the report viewer component within the Blazor WebAssembly application. Next, I create a scripts folder within the www root directory to hold necessary script files. Inside this folder, I create a JavaScript file named boldReportsInterop.js. In this file, I add the render viewer function to invoke the bold report viewer JavaScript control within the project. The report path specifies the path to the report that you want to render. And report service URL specifies the URL of the report service that processes and renders the report. Now, I need to reference Bold Report Viewer scripts and the style sheet. For this example, I am using CDN links to reference the report viewer scripts and style sheet, but you can also use local scripts and themes. Next, I open the index.html file located in the www root folder. In the head section, add the CDN links along with the reference to the boldReportsInterop.js file to enable the JavaScript reporting controls. Next, I will invoke the Web API to display the report on the client side. I open the home.razor file located in the Pages folder, add the Microsoft.JSInterop and Microsoft.ASP.NETCore.Components namespaces by replacing the existing code and injecting the IJS runtime. These are used to invoke the JavaScript function from the Blazor component. I also add the Blazor Report Viewer.data namespace, where Blazor Report Viewer is the name of the application. Next, I create a div element, which acts as the container for the rendered report on the client side. I assign the Report Viewer ID attribute to this div element. The ID attribute uniquely identifies the HTML element. You can also use the style attribute to add inline styles, setting both the width and height of the div. Inside the @code, I create an instance of the Bold Report Viewer Options class and initialize the Render Report Viewer method. The Report Viewer requires a Web API service to process RDLC files. There are two options for creating a Web API service: ASP.NET Web API and ASP.NET Core Web API. For this demo, I have created an ASP.NET Core Web API service on my local machine. I have linked the video on how to create an application in this video's description. I have added the Product Details RDLC report to the Resources folder under the www root directory. To bind data sources to the report, I will create a productlist.cs class file in the application root folder to handle the business object data collection used in the report. Then I add the necessary using statement, namespace, and data collection code to the class file. Next, I open the report viewer controller.cs file and move on to the onInitReport option method. Inside the method, I set the processing mode property to local, which means the report is processed locally. Then, I add data collection to the data source object. Here, the name is case-sensitive and should be the same as the data source name in the report definition. The value accepts list, dataset, and data table inputs. Lastly, I run it to generate a URL. It will be used in the report service URL property of the Blazor application. I copy it and return to the Blazor application. Inside the render report viewer method, add the report service URL with the copied URL and the report path property with the RDLC report name. The local host indicates that the service is running locally on the same machine as the application. The API/report viewer path is the API endpoint for the report viewer service. Then, I add the invoke void async method to invoke the render viewer JavaScript function asynchronously. Next, I add the onAfterRender method within the at code, which is called after the report viewer component has been rendered. Now, everything is ready to run the application. I run this command and the URL is generated. I copy the URL, load it in the browser. And as you can see, the product details RDLC report has been successfully rendered with the report viewer component. In this video, I have shown you how to render an RDLC report in your Blazor WebAssembly application using JavaScript interoperability with the report viewer control. To learn more about Bold Reports, visit boldreports.com. If you don't have a Bold Reports subscription, you can try out the platform using the Try It Free option. If you prefer a demo from an expert, Request Demo allows you to schedule one. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tutorials like this. Thanks for watching.